Hit him with that shit done. Jasmine.
my goodness. We are live today on this beautiful Wednesday at 4 p.m. PST later in the evening. So, thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Tiltify Twitch channel. I have some incredible people with me this evening, and I'm so honored that I get to chat with them today about so many awesome things. We're chatting with Meredith from AFSP, and we're chatting with Timmy, and we have Wookie and the thing she plays, aka Sarah. I love your name, by the way, Sarah. That
Thank
is
you.
brilliant. And of course, Wookie, because yeah, Wookie,
Because who
Wookie.
doesn't love a Wookiee?
Yeah, right? Exactly. Exactly. But again, thank you all so much for being here. We do have our Control Plus Control Plus stream extension where you can follow everyone on their Twitch channels. You can follow the AFSP channel and you can follow the things she plays, Wiki and Timmy. So make sure you hit that follow button and keep up with their content. So if you don't know who I am Ashley. I am Tiltify's community manager. I get to do all the fun community things, hosting amazing chats like this, getting to interview awesome creators in our community. And I'm so honored today that we have so many people here. We're going to start with a round of introductions. We're going to start with Meredith. I want to learn a little bit more about you and your role at AFSP.
I am the director of the Out of the Darkness walks and charity streaming for AFSP. I started with AFSP in 2005, took a couple of breaks, had a baby, but then kept coming back. Because I love AFSP and our cause, and I have a personal connection to it, and so I get to do our amazing work every single day, and I love it. So, thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for being here and thank you for
Yeah.
that introduction. We're going to throw the round to Timmy. How you doing,
Hello.
Timmy?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for inviting me today.
Of course.
Like Meredith just said, I too have a personal connection with the AFSP, so I do like to raise money for them. I do it twice a year, typically in February and in September. It means a lot, and it's something I have a really, really strong affiliation with. I've done a lot of work both in the content creation world and in real life as well. I actually did a few of the Out of the Darkness walks and stuff like that. So, that's why I raise money for them. And that's why I'm here right now. So it's nice to be here.
And how long have you been content creating?
It's been inconsistently for about 4 years. More consistent
And
more consistent the last 2 or 3.
that's
But
awesome.
yeah.
And what is your content about? Do you play some games, play
I
music?
mostly play games. I play a lot of Dead by Daylight. I play some Sea of
Nice.
Thieves as well. Now New World just came out, so I'm sure that I'm going to be streaming that a little bit.
Mm.
Currently waiting in queue right now to get into a server. But
Multitasking.
Love it.
it's 1,500 people long, so I'll be fine. And this obviously takes way more precedence, but so that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy that game and try it out because it looks really fun. So
Yep.
I guess I'll be in queue with you, bud.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Timmy, for that. We're gonna throw the round of introduction to Wiki. Tell us a little
Okay.
bit about yourself and your content creation journey.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hi. Thank you for having me. I've been streaming, I want to say on and off about 7 years. I took like a 2 year break at some point, but I got started with a MOBA called Vainglory and then got partnered through that. And now I've been really into Pokemon. I've met a lot of friends through like shiny hunting, Pokemon TCG, and all of that. And I've gone around playing a variety of things over the years. Me, Timmy, and Sarah used to all play Overwatch a bunch together, had many late night Overwatch games.
Yes.
And then, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now. Been doing some graphic design commissions on stream as well lately. So,
Oh,
yeah.
very good to know. We'll make a note of that. I love supporting different artists and I don't draw, so I'm just gonna pay somebody to do it. So thank you for
Fair.
all
Same.
your hard work. Okay.
He's really good. He's really good. He has some good
Ooh,
innovative.
noted. Noted. So you are all best buds. You all
Yes.
play games
We've known
together?
each other for quite some time. Yeah.
Few years now. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Half a
And you all come
decade.
together.
Yeah.
Half
Yeah.
a wow.
Almost
You
6
all
Yeah.
years.
come together to fundraise. That's amazing.
Almost
Wow,
6 years, I
Meredith,
think.
you have a good group here, Meredith.
I know. Don't I know it?
Yes. And Sarah, let's get to know you, my dear.
Well, hello. My name is Sarah, or the things she plays, which I've thought about changing because there's a lot of jokes that go along with it, but we've held on to it for a little bit now. I am a variety streamer, so I do a variety of different things. Met um, Timmy and Wookie both through mobile gaming. That's where I started back in 2015, and then we switched to just straight up variety. So I also do creative stuff sometimes. Um, I do like a lot of different genres of games though. I lose interest in things relatively quickly. I get hooked on them for like 6 months and then I lose interest and I need to take a break for a while. So I cycle through different things. And I found One More Light through actually one of my friends that I found in one of my rabbit hole addiction games, World of Warcraft, and he had started the One More Light Foundation. He brought it up, or not foundation, event. And so he brought it up to me and he asked if I'd be interested. And I was like, that sounds dope. I think, like a lot of people here, mental health and suicide has affected my life relatively recently, as well as in my past. And it's something that I think is really important to bring attention to and just talk about, have an open dialogue, because it is rather taboo. Both mental health and suicide are both really taboo, and people feel really isolated when they talk about it. And so, if you can open a dialogue and relate to people and connect with people, it can make a big difference in their life, and letting them have their own voice as well to talk about, how it has affected them. So I'm honored to
Exactly.
be here.
Oh, thank you so much, all of you, for again joining me. I'm going to keep saying that over and over because I am always honored to be in amazing people's spaces. And creators are just so talented. And I can't wait to hear more about the One More Light event because that is such a beautiful thing. And I'm going to cry. Don't cry. Okay. It's just such a beautiful event. And I want to learn all about how it started. How did you gather folks to get involved? And I guess we can start with Timmy.
I was invited to One More Light, probably through Sarah or Wookie. I know they're both organizers initially,
Mhm.
and they both knew that my story, and up until this point, I've actually raised over $13,000 myself for the AFSP, over the last 2 years. So like I said, it's something I'm really big into. And they said, "Hey, you want to join this?" And I said, "That sounds like an amazing idea." So yes, please. I'd love to be a part of it. Love to help organize. Love to try to reach out to some people, and that's kind of how it goes, right? We invite people into the group. We start off with like a core group of people, and if we don't have any spots, because we usually do like marathons that last. I think our first one was a week long. Wookie, if I'm not mistaken.
Ever since I've been helping out, I think it's been like 2 or 3 days. This was our
Yeah. Okay.
longest
So
that
I
I've
think the
been on.
first one we did was a week long. And then over the last couple of years, it's been like 2 or 3 days, like over weekends and stuff. So we just, I reach out, everyone else reaches out, and then we just, fill the slots accordingly. And we stream for, 2 to 3 days straight, raising money for the AFSP, which is really cool. It's really fun to be a part
Yeah.
of and see how successful it's been. This month we
Yeah.
raised over $10,000.
Hmm.
So, and a majority of that came in one weekend.
Yeah.
And some people kept their campaigns up the whole month. And
I wonder
so
who. I
I wonder
wonder
who
who could
that
that
could
be.
it was,
Hmm.
I
I
wonder.
wonder.
It was me,
Spill the
okay?
beans.
It was me. It was
Spill the
me.
beans.
This actually September, it actually worked out, kind of bittersweetly. This is actually the anniversary month of my best friend, who took his own life. So before One More Light chose September this year, like I do it in September all month long every year. And so it lined up really nicely this year. And people ask me, why do I do it or how do I do it and not get super emotional? I do get emotional, of course,
I think we all
but
do.
um, I like to tell them, like, knowing that I'm doing this and raising money for a good cause, trying to help somebody avoid the pain that I went through is the way I get through it 90% of the time. And sometimes I do break down. Sometimes I do get emotional. Like I'm starting to get a little choked up right now, but
Breathe.
just thinking about the whole thing and stuff. But yeah, so it's that's kind of like my story with the AFSP and stuff. So
Okay, sorry. I have to hold back my tears
yeah.
too. You'll learn I'm very emotional. I'll get very
Mhm.
teary-eyed, but that's amazing to
Same.
me because you're using your platform to tell others that, it's going to be okay
Yep.
and there's help out there.
Hmm.
And AFSP is doing amazing work. And yeah, I adore you already, Timmy, and I've only talked to you for 15, 20 minutes. I just love seeing people use their platform for good, and you raise
And
so much money
it goes back to what
already.
Sarah said too, as well.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, mental health and suicide prevention has been more, I guess, a little bit more mainstream more recently. But back like
Mm.
when we started, like 2-3 years ago, it was, it wasn't as mainstream at all. And so it was a little bit more taboo. And so, I mean, my first couple campaigns when I was doing it, like some of the messages I would get in the donations, like I totally broke down, 100%. And so it gave us, gives people a safe place to talk about it, saying, "Hey, I went through this as well." Because more people than not probably have dealt with it, or it has affected them in some way, and
Mhm.
they're just taught not to talk about it. And so I said, "Here, come talk about it." And yeah, I might not be the biggest channel, or but I use it to try to help other people.
How would you say you do that with your community?
Um, I,
Telling them that's going to be okay and telling them
I mean,
about AFSP.
I'd like to think that I'm a decent example of it, right? Because it was honestly, when I say he was my best friend, he was more like a brother to me. And so when I got through it myself, and instead of, like I said, totally like shutting down and turning off, I decided to use my experience to reach out to other people who have experienced it, or maybe other people who are thinking about it, to give them, let them know about the phone number they can call. There's outlets out there. There's people willing to listen, because sometimes all it takes is just to vent to someone else, and to be that kind of person is, how I like to live my life. You know what I mean? Trying to be available
That's
for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. That's incredible. And if there are any creators or community managers out there that are listening, definitely listen to the creators here that do use their platform and influence, AFSP to their communities. So thank you so much, Timmy, for that. I really appreciate it. And
Thank
I'm
you.
so sorry about your friend, but you are doing amazing things in his name and it's just going to keep getting better and better. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your story and why you fundraise for AFSP.
Thank you.
Trying to stop the tears.
Yeah.
Thank you, Timmy. Thank you. And Wiki, I want to learn a little bit more about how you got involved with One More Light event and such.
Sure. Yeah. So I started helping out. I think this is my third event. So maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. Uh, my girlfriend, Stampede Pixie, was actually one of the original founders of the event, and she got me in to help. So I've been helping out and helping do a lot of the back end work to help make sure things go smoothly on the marathon days. So like I mentioned, I do graphic design. So this year I made graphics for everyone. I was like, all right, here's an image, use this. You don't have to worry about anything else. So I've been helping organize that, while Pixie would usually end up doing the schedule, and while coordinating with Sarah and Timmy if we could help fill blocks, or reach out to get new creators and things like that. So I was just helping, I guess, with logistics of everything. I've been pretty fortunate that me myself, I haven't had really that kind of loss in my life. So I don't have as much of a personal connection to like Timmy would, or someone else that has gone through the same thing. But I know just how important mental health is in general. Even if you haven't dealt with something like that, just taking care of yourself, trying to be there for people if you can tell they're struggling, just listening, kind of like Timmy had mentioned. So when she told me about the event at first, I just wanted to help out because I knew it would be something really cool. And I'm not actually sure if we mentioned kind of what the inspiration behind the event was. So the event is called One More Light, and that's in honor of Chester Bennington from Lincoln Park. So this event was kind of founded in honor of him because one of the other founders was also a huge Lincoln Park fan. So just kind of, I guess, fun fact about One More Life.
Yeah.
One More Life. But
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, how did that name come about, and how did the event even come about? So that's awesome. And I'm sure we're all Lincoln Park fans, and that experience was definitely hard for all of us, and it still is. Um, but One More Light is giving one more light. So I love that, and thank you for sharing, Wookie, and thank you for all your hard work for the graphics and helping out in any way you can with the logistics. That's awesome. So I'm sure Pixie is very happy to have you in her life. And yeah, she's great too. I definitely have chatted with her before. So thank you so
oh,
much,
nice.
Wiki.
Yeah, of
Thank
course. Thank you.
you. And hello, Sarah.
Hello.
Hello. I wanted to learn a little bit more about your involvement with the event and everything.
So like I had mentioned in the intro, I connected with Matt, who is one of the main original founders, and he kind of told me um, the significance of Lincoln Park in his life, and talked about this event. And same with Pixie. I was really close with Pixie as well. We've gotten closer since then, but I just one more light. Well, Lincoln Park, like you said, is one of those bands that kind of resonates with you. If you are of a certain generation, which shall not be named, I'm very young, I assure you. And so it was something that I love, that genre of music. I was super sad about Chester. Mental health is something that I've dealt with personally since, man, I don't even know, since like my entire life. And I know that I've struggled with getting to that point where you're just like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. And so I think that a lot of people who um, may not be vocal about it or may not talk about it have gotten to that place. It's very taboo, like I said. Nobody wants to hear that you've had those thoughts. And when they do, sometimes their thoughts about you change. And so being able to stand up and say, yeah, I've been there. I've absolutely been there. And say at the same time, yes, I've been there, but also I'm here. And also I'm happy, and I'm, you can go from feeling like there's nothing for you to thriving, and then back. I mean, it peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. So opening communication, this is one way to do that. And now I'm going to get emotional. Um,
Take your
there,
time.
you
It's
just
okay.
can't talk enough about it. There's not enough time to kind of drive home to people the importance of not giving up, because it's a permanent decision for problems that are 99% of the time temporary, and for a lot of people that do go down that road, they don't. I mean, I can't speak to all situations, obviously, but they just need that one connection that reminds them, hey, like, not to say that like you're responsible for pulling people out, but it's just the little things of connecting with somebody that can be that connection, that you're not responsible necessarily, but you can be somebody's reason to come out of that. And I think that that's incredibly powerful. And this event is a great way to show all of these people that have um, come together. We're here. And no matter what our experience is with mental health, no matter what our experience is with loss, no matter what our experience is with Chester or Lincoln Park or whomever, there's been so many, like even celebrities that have passed relatively recently from this. And um, we're all here, and we're all like rooting for you, for whoever it is that has a struggle that they're going through right now. And visibility is so important. Okay, it took more time than I meant to. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Thank you so much for that. And Gosh, I'm gonna fight being emotional this entire time, Sarah.
Same.
Let's just
Same.
cry together.
We'll just cry together. I'm here
Yes.
with you.
Thank you so much for sharing that, that story. And it's just inspiring to see you and how you are just being a
Holding back
beacon in
tears.
this industry, you know? Yeah, mental health is not talked about enough and still a work in progress, but I think we are doing a lot better. We're having discussions like this. We're having events that support these organizations that support those that are in need of help. And I love that. And we have Tiltify. I'm not biased, but we have Tiltify to support these organizations, which is a blessing. It's honestly a blessing to this industry. Tiltify just makes it easy for us to support these people. So
Super
I'm very
easy.
It
grateful.
really does. Yep.
Super easy. Yes.
'Cause for some, for some of us who were around before Tiltify was around, um, we had to raise
Yep.
money, through our own channels, and that made it a lot harder to raise
Yep.
money because it's like because there were people out there actually who it was super super unfortunate, but there were people that would say, "Hey, I'm raising money for charity," and then not give it to any charities.
Right.
Um, I personally would take screenshots of the receipt of me sending the money, of course, and posting it so no one said that about me ever. And that kind of helped with my reputation when Tiltify did come around. I'm saying that this guy's been doing some good stuff for some time now, and I want to support him a little bit more. But yeah, it's Tiltify makes everything a lot easier for sure.
Well,
For sure.
thanks. We love hearing that.
I love
And
having
we're
it.
just yeah, hey, we're always improving and always adding new stuff. So just keep your eyes peeled.
I
Okay.
remember seeing like Tiltify at like TwitchCon a couple of years ago. One of our friends, well, actually, this was probably one of the earlier ones, but one of our friends ended up shaving his head, I think, because they were like, if someone in the crowd right now,
Timmy.
Oh,
It
I
wasn't
was
me.
thinking of someone
It
else.
wasn't me. This was this month.
I was thinking of someone else actually, but I forgot that happened to
Yeah.
you too. Oh no, his was his beard. I was thinking of King Dingaling from Vainglory.
Oh,
He
Oh,
did the
man.
same thing. I was just like,
John.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
just at the Tiltify booth, he was like, if someone donates $1,000, I'll shave it right here. And they did it. I was like,
Well.
wow, okay.
Nice.
nice.
People love their
I
charity.
miss conventions. I
Yeah.
miss
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
conventions.
Soon
can't wait.
TM.
Soon TM.
Next
Yeah,
year.
SwitchCon
Next
2022.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
October, right? I
Yep.
just saw that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Awesome.
I love the charity expo area. I'm
Mhm.
always having
Yes.
fun walking through. I'm like, oh my gosh, all these organizations I could fundraise for. And then you get overwhelmed, but a good overwhelmed. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, let me
Oh,
list
yeah.
all these
You down
organizations.
and you down and you
I
Yeah.
was in San Jose. So what was that? 4 years ago now or 3 years? Anyway, it was so great.
2018.
Was it? Yeah, because it's a blur
Yeah,
now.
because San Diego. Yeah, San Diego was
Oh
19.
no, San Jose. I was in San Jose.
Yeah, so San Jose was 8.
2018.
30.
They all
Anyway,
blur together for me
anyway,
too.
I was
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that whole area, and it was so fun being surrounded. But you could tell everyone's looking at all the charities, like, ooh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I received so many hugs. I just have to share, like, all the hugs I received
Ah,
just being there. People would see our cause and just come up to us and hug us. So
Oh,
it was.
Oh,
It was.
that's so cool.
It's the best convention I have ever been in my life, and I'm going to go every time I can go.
I feel like you have good hugs, Meredith.
Oh, I'm a good hugger. I am.
Okay. Well,
Just
maybe
letting
next
everyone
year.
know out there, I'm a good hugger.
Okay, cool. Me too. Let's hug next
Let's
year.
do it.
Okay.
We will.
But we're talking about AFSP and all the amazing things that this cause does. I want to learn a little bit more about AFSP. If someone is tuning in right now, Meredith, they don't know what it is. So if
Yeah.
you could just give us a little bit about it and its history, we would
Of
love that.
course. So it's the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and our mission is to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide. And we do that by funding research. We're actually the largest funder. Is that a word? Sorry. Of suicide prevention research in the United States, if not the world, actually. We also fund advocacy, educational programs, and programs for those who have lost someone to suicide. A lot of people don't know that part about it, but we actually have programs for lost survivors as well. And so we do fulfill that mission, that we are really passionate about our mission and doing that. And it's started in 1987, and it started as just a research foundation, actually. And then eventually it turned into what it is today. And just as Timmy was saying, like we've grown a lot, but it hasn't been until recently that the subject is much more spoken about, and mental health, but also suicide. People used to be afraid to even say the word suicide. They'd think if you say it, it means that's going to put it in someone's head. And so just educating the public about preventing suicide, but also how to speak about it, and how to speak about mental health, and how to speak about our own mental health, and how to reach out to people. Like, so all of that is something we pride ourselves in sharing for everyone who comes to our website, or raises funds for us and everything. And so that's kind of the history of where it went. But like I said, I started in 2005, and it's just grown so much. And of course the pandemic had a lot of horrible things, things that
Yeah.
we do not like. But I will say the fact that mental health was brought out in a huge way because of the pandemic, because people who had never experienced a mental health issue before, either anxiety or depression, or any mental health condition, or thoughts of suicide, were suddenly having these thoughts. Or they were living with someone who was having the thoughts, or a family member was talking about feeling, because of all of the extra stressors that were happening in our lives. So that really brought the conversation. And I really hope that this just means that it's a starting point for us to now say, okay, just because once the pandemic is over and everything's normal, I hope this doesn't mean it's going to go back. I hope it just means it's going to keep going forward, and people will not be afraid to talk about their mental health, and they will never be afraid to reach out to someone, and reach out to a friend or a family member.
Meredith, I know you're not an expert completely, but what would you tell somebody that is struggling to talk about their mental health, with their communities? If a streamer comes to you and they want to fundraise for AFSP, but they want to talk about their own mental health and
Mhm.
encourage your community, what would you tell them? How could they start with that process, being comfortable with it?
Oh, sure. Well, one thing is I definitely send, resources on how to share your own story safely, because that's something that a lot of people, are very unsure of. So I definitely share all of that information, as well as letting them know that telling your own story, if when it is done safely, can actually, I mean, I know saying save lives is a huge, phrase to say, but it really will save lives, just sharing your own story. Because, and it's already been discussed, but when you talk about something that's happened to you, then it will get other people to feel okay to speak about it as well. And it will also, even if they don't actually verbally say it, or in a chat and say, I've been through this, they are internally taking it in. And so then, if after you share your own story, you then say, if you are struggling, or if you know someone who is, here's the text number, 741-741. Here's the hotline. Here is, we have a great link. It's afsp.org /get-help. And and keep smiling because we shared that. And I said get help, but it's get-help. And I love that, sharing that though, and making sure that it's shared like within streams as well, because that alone shares, if you're worried about someone, if you are struggling, if anyone has made an attempt, if you have lost someone, it lists all of the things that you may be going through. And so after talking about it, it's really great to then share the resources as much as possible. And I also, when I go into streams, I absolutely love it when everyone has the bot commands, where it's like you just do AFSP and it shows what we do, and then it says like get help, and then it shows like the help information, and it shows the suicide prevention line. And I mean, and I love it when I see that that's consistently being shared, because that's what needs to happen. It's the education, but it's also letting people know that they're not alone, and reminding people that they're not alone. I think that that's what I would tell people. But also I would definitely always tell content creators, be very transparent though, that you are not a professional, that
Correct.
people may reach out to you because they're very close to you and they feel very close to you, but make sure they know, I'm not a professional. I'm sorry you're going through this. Let me help you get the help you need. And if you're in a crisis, here's, don't be alone. And here's the information. So I think it's really educating ourselves is, I think, the biggest tool we can have for sure. Sorry, I
Yes.
just went on a very long tangent, but
No, we need all this information, Meredith. You're fine.
okay.
We
No,
love it. Give it to us all.
I can go on and on clearly. So,
Yes, and
but
you're definitely inspiring people in chat, and they're grateful for your advice. So
okay.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I asked that question. So it was a good answer. That's what we needed, Meredith.
Good.
Now, of course, this is, I'm sure, a common question. Are these resources free with AFSP?
Yes. Yes. Everything's free. Yeah. And that's where the funding goes. If that's, I know a lot of, it's like, where does the money go? And every dollar actually really does count. We pride ourselves in the fact that over 83 cents of every dollar goes back to programmatic activity. It doesn't go to, administrative funds and everything. So we're 4-star charity, all of that. So all of our chapters across the country, they provide free training, free resources. Also, we are actually working on programmatic info specifically for content creators, by the way. So hopefully that'll happen
Cool.
sooner than later, but just so you know,
Cool.
it's in the works. I
Hey,
can't
that's so
announce anything
exciting.
yet, but
Thank you for giving us a
Leaked
tease
here
at least.
first.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Wow,
that's
that's
definitely a huge,
awesome.
oh yeah, that's a huge thing that we've put at like the top of our list. So
Yeah, that's going to be huge, Meredith. I'm so excited about that. Thank you
yeah,
for teasing that to
of course.
it. So I just wanted to read this comment out loud, Sarah. Okay, give me a
No.
moment.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry that I might bring the attention away the point as a whole, but I just like to say that Sarah helped me get through a particularly difficult patch of my life. And I know for a fact that I wouldn't be here to post this possibly off topic comment if it wasn't for them. I wanted to read it out
Tiger
loud
nose.
because
Tiger
that's
nose.
Yeah.
so. Okay, I'm gonna
Jesus.
cry too. I was like, I'm not gonna cry after reading that. No. I just wanted to bring attention to how creators impact their communities, and it's amazing. And you're doing great things, Sarah. So I know you said
I
you
left
struggle in
my
your own.
Kleenex.
We all have a mental health struggle, honestly. We all fight demons, but
Absolutely.
Cotton pad. It works.
hey, it works. It absorbs. I just want to bring attention to you, Sarah, that you are impacting people's lives with just your existence and having
Ah,
a discussion. So that's so important. Just having a discussion, like Meredith said, being transparent with your story can help others. So
Mhm.
I just wanted to stress that, Sarah, because you're a pretty awesome gal. Okay. I'm so
okay.
happy to know you right now. I'm so happy to know you.
Yes.
Thank you for
Sending
sharing
Thank
that.
hugs.
you.
Hugs.
Thank
So
you,
many hugs.
Novum.
All
Thank
the
you.
hugs.
All the
Thank
hugs.
you.
Let's get some love in chat. Okay. Let's get some love in chat. Some
Yeah.
hearts.
These guys
Okay.
are really awesome too, and they're amazing.
Sarah's
So,
actually
well,
the first person I met on Twitch.
Aw, yay.
And I've met some people in between who I'm not around, I'm not really, hanging out with anymore. So that's all I need to know
I
about Sarah.
yeah.
she's stuck with
Wow.
us forever.
Yeah,
That's
she
for
is.
sure.
Yep.
Yep. And now you're
Not
stuck with me.
complaining.
So
Not
I'm a part of
complaining.
we're now best friends. Okay. All right. But thank you so much for all that amazing info, Meredith. That is so helpful. And I want all of you in chat to know that those resources are free 99. And I know that's really a it's a hot topic. I can't afford help. No, you don't need to afford it. It's free. That's why amazing creators like Wookie, Timmy, Sarah, and so many others fundraise with their community, so you don't have to worry about that. So if you need to get access to help, make sure you do visit their website. All right. So thank you so much, Meredith. I
Yeah.
want to cry. I just want to sit here and cry because
I
I'm
know. I
so
feel like we need a cry
happy.
sesh.
You're allowed.
Yeah.
I keep
Yeah.
losing
5 minutes.
words.
We'll just pass around the cry stick.
Yeah.
And
I'll
the
share my
yeah,
cotton
I was gonna
rounds.
say, I was gonna say in the cotton pad, yeah.
So I wanted to talk to our creators again. What inspires you the most to fundraise with your community? And we can start with Timmy.
I mean, I think I spoke about it enough, a lot, prior to that question,
Speak again.
honestly.
More.
Okay, I mean,
More.
yes, ma'am. No, it was. I lost my best friend. Someone I considered a brother, and if that's not inspiration to raise money for a charity like the AFSP, then I don't know what really is, honestly. And like I said, I do it also so people don't have to experience what I experienced. It was honestly the worst thing that could have ever happened to me, in my life, and I wanted to let people know that it's okay, A, to talk about, B, share my story, like Meredith was talking about earlier. Because if I do that and it does reach out to somebody, perfect example was Tiger's comment to Sarah earlier, right? Because Sarah's very open about it as well on her channel. Hopefully something like that happens. And if I can change one person's life, then I did a very good job,
There you
honestly. And that's how I try to live my life too, and my streams. Like if I can make one person's day better every time I stream, then I did something good that day.
Your
Move on to
job
the
is
next
done.
one. Yep.
Yep. On to the next stream. I love it. I love it. And I want to hear from you as well, Wiki. What inspires you to fundraise with your community?
Yeah, I kind of think the end of what Timmy said there is just like trying to live your life to like help other people. That's kind of I try to I know like I can be a bit much for some people, like depends on the situation, but like I always try to, if someone is struggling or if someone just like needs help in whatever, like a question answered, like, hey, I see someone struggling across the street, whatever, like just it doesn't take a lot to be there for people. And I feel like uh, participating in an event like this is an easy way to get us and more people involved in causes like AFSP or any other charity that people want to donate or fundraise for. Like I know a lot of us that are content creators, we like staying at home. We like being in our comfort zone. So like if you don't like to go out, like do like food banks or like help out your local shelter or whatever, like you can literally sit at your computer and make a difference in somebody's life just by being yourself and connecting with other people that are like you. Because us three are not the same person. Like we connect, like obviously we're great friends, but we all can connect with different people in different ways. And I think the more people you have trying to do that just means you may have that one person, like Timmy said, or that you could just change their life for the better in a little, even if it's the tiniest thing. If you make them smile, like that's worth it. So that's kind of why I do it. I just want people to, I want to help people if I can, if I'm able to.
I
So
love it. Yep. All it takes is just a computer and a streaming software, OBS, whatever it is, just to make someone's day. And I say this because I'm sure we have all had those comments in our chat once we start streaming. They're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for streaming out a rough day. And you're my comfort streamer. So thank you for making my night better or my day better. I'm like,
yeah.
oh. And it's always those stream days. You're like, I don't want to stream today.
Yep.
No, I'm gonna push through. And then you get
Yeah.
sweet comments
Every
like that.
time.
I'm like,
That just happened
yes,
the other
this
day.
is
And
why I do this.
it's like at the end of stream when they're just like, thanks for streaming. I'm like, you
Yeah.
didn't have to thank me for streaming. I
Yeah.
was just like coming to play games, hang out, but then you're just like, thanks. I'm like, oh, that's kind of, I didn't realize. So
The internet is a
Good.
powerful place to do
yeah.
some good. I love it. And I also want to hear a little bit from you, Sarah.
What inspires me? I think that I think that it's super important, especially on Twitch, to talk about this stuff because I think that a lot of the community are made up of people, or maybe I should just speak to my own community, but also communities that I'm a part of. I feel like there's a lot of people that feel um, very alone, especially during COVID times when you are locked at home and you can't really go out and you can't really socialize. This is like one of our only ways to connect with each other. And for some people, it didn't start when COVID happened. For a lot of people, this is just how they live their life. If you're like me, raise your hand. I'm a hermit. I rarely leave my house. And when I do, it's usually to get groceries. So these connections that we make on Twitch are our family. They're our chosen family, they're our chosen friends. And um, I think that through word of mouth, through our own actions, like when we first started, we had a handful of people that would do this, and as we have more people come in, and as Timmy came on, as Wookie came on, now you open this up to their communities, and now their communities come in and might be interested to get involved, and now when they stream, now their communities, it just is like a ripple effect. And so when you think about bringing in all of these new people and then their communities, you like the possibility for reaching out to people on Twitch is endless. Like the fact that like so many communities are connected, you don't even realize. I know people that are in my communities that are in communities that I've never been a part of, or communities that I have never talked about but I am a part of secretly on the down low. And then I'll see my viewers in their community and I'm like, I didn't know you came here. Like, what, you knew this person? And so we're all linked even if we don't realize it. And the reach is it, there's potential for it to just be enormous. And I think that that's really what inspires me, what kind of drives me is the potential for reach, the potential for the people in our communities to go out and talk about it to their communities and so on and so forth. I mean, it just, everybody is welcome to talk about it, and everybody should feel welcome to raise money for it and open that dialogue within their own community as well.
I love it. What incredible people we have today. Just doing some good. I love it so much. I love my job. You know, I just yeah, I just do. It's awesome to just hear from you all, and just now meeting you today as well, and it's just awesome that people just continue to blow my mind with the impact that they make with just streaming and being there on camera. Hey, hello, what's up? It's beautiful. And I also have my comfort streamers as well when I'm having a rough day. I'm like, wow, someone thinks of this the way, or they think this way of me that I do of these other people too. And it's just a little, it's awesome to go back. You're like, wow, I'm doing something really cool with just internet and a computer. So thank you all so much for sharing that. And I wanted to go a little bit more with AFSP, Meredith, about the different programs that you have available for people that are in need.
Oh yeah. So okay, where should I start? Our educational programs is our big one, because that's also what the chapters across the country can bring locally. And also another plus, which sounds weird again, to the pandemic, is the fact that we realized how many more people we have reached because we had to do it virtually. So that's actually not going to go away. So you could actually look on afsp.org/chapters, or you can see the programs, and it doesn't matter where they are. So you can find a program and then join and register virtually now, and you don't have to be in that area, which is actually really, really great. And we've reached so many more people doing it this way. So our biggest educational program is called Talk Saves Lives, and it's exactly what it says. It's a basic general educational program, and that has also been turned into multiple modules based on so there's one for the workplace now, there's one for LGBTQ, there's one oh gosh, specifically to like firearms, and it's so a lot of different ones, but our basic one is Talk Saves Lives. Another area obviously is for youth. So we have programs for college students. We have a program for teens. We have a program for elementary school kids, actually. That's connected with another organization, but it's, Gizmo the dog talks about mental health with elementary school kids. I mean, it's really great. But we've partnered with them so that we can then be the ones that take it on a whole other level for this organization. So it's really great. And then we also have programs for even actually right now it's even a bigger deal because for medical students as well as medical professionals, so nurses and doctors, we have a DVD program to uh, to educate, but also for doctors to see it in themselves and other doctors and nurses and everything like that. So, but it's what we've realized is how important it is to be very specific, because it's great to have a general one, but then it's like, no, we need to reach certain audiences so that they feel like they're being seen. And so that's why, once again, why we're doing a content creator one, because it's like, it's different, it's specific, right? And,
They all have their own special needs and things that you can talk to for each individual group that wouldn't necessarily fall under, well, not just the blanket or the umbrella, but like individual needs
yes,
as well.
exactly.
That makes so much sense to me.
Yeah, for sure. So and so we have a brand new program actually that's also, it's called Finding Hope. Now that one is supposed to be specifically for in person, and that one is for those who are a loved one, let's say family member or friend of someone who struggles, and someone who is a lived experience is what we like to say. So someone who has lived experience with suicide, then it's for the family members and friends to help them and give them support and information of, okay, this is what you do when this happens, and and feel supported, and once again, so that they don't feel alone. So I think that's a big reason why it's important that it's in person, because it's just like, I'm not plugging the walks, but that's why our walks are huge, because people love being in person with other people who they know feel the same way and have gone through the same thing. And so this is even more specific to someone who supports someone with lived experience. And so that is a new program that we're very proud of as well, because and then also our other programmatic activity is for loss survivors. So we have healing conversations where a trained loss survivor will go and meet with someone who, doesn't matter if it's recent or not, but someone who's struggling with their grief, and they go and they talk one-on-one with them, and it's really, really great. It's like a one-on-one support group with someone who is struggling with their loss. And then we have International Survivors of Suicide Loss Day, which is the Saturday before Thanksgiving, and it's all around the world, all at the same time, the same day, and it's an event all around everywhere and online, so that once again, people don't feel alone. So that's really what I keep saying that, but that's really how I feel AFSP is. We're really making sure people realize that they're not alone in whatever is going on. So I think I
Oh,
covered
that
everything. I feel like we
you sure
we
did.
have a lot.
Those,
But I
no,
think I
and
covered it.
that's why I wanted to ask. Those are incredible programs, especially for youth and teen. Oh my gosh, that you would not see that, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You would not see that.
Yeah, and it's
And
for by oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
oh no, go
I
ahead.
forgot to mention too, we have it in 3 different modules for the students, for the parents, and for the teachers and administrators. So we take it specifically to those people because the messaging, once again, is a little bit different, obviously. So, um,
Correct. Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
but you want to take it to the people who you say, here are the warning signs, and this is what you do. So.
I love how it's specific. That is so important
Mm-hmm.
because in those different roles of that person's life, they have different feelings and how to deal with it. So I love that. I did not know that. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes, of course.
And I love how you are going towards the medical field and how, they're dealing with COVID. And
Oh,
I worked in the medical field before Tiltify. So um, it was definitely a time, definitely stressful, especially on your mental health. And I had a lot of COVID patients, and it was, yeah, So I'm very happy that you have that. I just
Yeah,
wanted
wow.
to poke at that.
Oh,
It's yeah.
but thank you for the work you did for sure.
Uh,
Like,
thank you. Thank
no,
you. It was a lot. It was a lot.
yes.
And I'm grateful for the experience for sure. But thank you for sharing that. I love all those different programs and I can't wait to tell everyone about them because I didn't know these things. So I'm
Yeah,
glad we have chats like this. And I know we're getting close on time, but if anyone has Q and any questions, throw them in chat and we will get to them when we can. But I just wanted to touch base with our creators if you had any last words or anything you wanted to say to our community. And anyone can start, or I can pick.
Uh,
Any, many,
I'm
miny,
just
mo.
looking up these programs so I can share them with my
Yeah.
community. I'm like,
Yeah.
right.
I could send them to you guys. if you want.
Yeah,
yes,
that'd be great. That would be
please.
For
that would be
links,
great.
Yes.
That'd be
Yeah.
excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll
Yes,
send you the
Me
please.
link
too.
for sure. Yeah,
Me too.
for sure.
We could start with you, Timmy. Why not?
I mean, first of all, I'd like to thank the people that are here from our communities who, you know, were able to feel comfortable enough to share their stories in chat. And that's kind of like the whole basically theme of what I've been talking about is just letting people know that I'm available, and then that hopefully that lets them maybe open up a little bit to share their story because that's a lot of the grieving process type of deal is opening up about it and talking about it because it was explained to me at one point in time when I was grieving pretty hard that if I keep everything inside, then I'm the only one dealing with it at that point in time. But if I share it with one other person, they're taking 50% of that weight. Is it a perfect analogy? Probably not, but I think it does help understand, help people understand that it's very good to, get your emotions out and to talk about them as opposed to holding them in because that can be, and I'm sure as, plenty of us in here know, you know, detrimental to, just the whole living situation, living with the grief and living with only you knowing about it.
Exactly. And I see
So
so many of your community members in here. Seriously, thank you so much for listening to this beautiful discussion and supporting your amazing creators and Meredith from AFSP. And Timmy, I want you to tell chat where they can find you on social media.
social media, you can find me on Twitch, Timmy_T5. Twitter is Timmy_T5 TV. Those are my two main social platforms right now. Might be venturing off into the TikTok world at some point.
Ooh,
Just because and I see how much good it does for everybody else. I need to diversify
yeah,
my content a little bit. So those are the two main
right.
platforms I use right now.
Perfect. And make sure you all tune in to Timmy's streams and support his content creation journey. Thank you, Timmy.
Thank
And
you.
let's hear from Wookie and then where we can find you on socials as well.
Yeah. First, I just want to say, because I noticed a few names in chat, thank you to a bunch of our One More Light creators for popping in and watching us, listening to us talk about this with both Meredith and Ashley. So you guys rock. You guys made the event a huge success this year. I don't know if all of you knew, but we did break our $10,000 goal for the month. So that just happened this last week. So good on everybody. But yeah, I guess on Twitch, I'm just twitch.tv/Wookie. And on, I think, pretty much every social, I'm at Wookie Throws because that's happened a lot. uh, get to the end of a game and I'm just like, nah, I don't want to win
No,
anymore.
we're throwing.
We're done now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you again for having me.
Of
It's been
course.
a lot of fun.
Thank you, Wookie. Thank you so much. And Sarah, any last words for you, my
Um,
dear, and where we can find you on the socials?
um, thank you for inviting us to have this conversation. I think that it was really, really helpful, and it was an honor. I'm a very micro streamer, so
No, 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 no,
I
no.
feel honored
Delete
that
that.
you
Remove it. Go
have
back.
been
Redo that.
micro.
No, redo
Okay,
it.
fine.
You have to.
Yeah, yell at her. Yell at her.
Nope.
Well, I'm
I
coming
won't
for
allow
you
it.
next, Timmy. All right. Okay. I am a variety streamer. And I feel really fortunate to be part of this amazing group of people raising money for an amazing cause. And Tiltify reaching out is just wonderful. Wonderful to be able to talk about it. Wonderful to be able to shine spotlights on some of the awesome people that we have in our little organization, our little event that we do. And you can find me at the Things She Plays on Twitch. You can find me at Things She Tweets on Twitter. Things She Grams on Instagram. That's private, but I like accept like everyone. So those are my socials, and
I
that's where you
love
can
your
find
social
me.
handles.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
so on brand. It's the best. I love it.
I had
But
to.
yes,
I had to.
yes, Sarah, no micro streamer, no small streamer. No, you are a streamer making an impact regardless of what numbers you see. So
Mhm.
Thank you.
you better take that with you after this call
I'm
and
putting
go
it in
with
my
it.
pocket, and I'm gonna
Okay.
keep it
And
with
keep it
me.
in. Yes.
Yep.
Stick it to your leg.
And I'll pull it out when I forget.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. And any last words from you, Meredith?
Oh, well, besides thank you to all these amazing people and everyone who's watching. I have to say too, I was actually invited into the One More Light Discord, and I got to see how much love there was. So much love with all between this entire team, and it just made me. It just reminded me of what everyone can do, and it reminded me why this is my favorite part of my job. So, yeah,
I hope we get to work together in the future, Meredith. Really, really
yeah,
hope so.
I hope
So
so
we will
too.
work on that. Yeah. And thank you for taking the time today, all of you, for chatting with me and the community and bringing your communities over here. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure you follow this Twitch channel because we're live every week. All right. Every week. And at the beginning of the month, we do, like a recap of the month and awesome events we've seen and fundraisers and fun incentives we see. 'Cause there's definitely some fun ones we see every day. So yeah, make sure you tune in and check out our Tiltify schedule. We always update that when we have our events scheduled, and follow the creators. Do it right now. Click that Control Plus Stream extension and follow, support their content and all the amazing fundraisers they have in the future. So thank you, everyone. I didn't see any questions in chat, but just so much love to all these amazing people here in this chat. It's so amazing to see the impact you have all done. So thank you for doing it and keep doing it. We love to see it. And thank you for using the Tiltify platform. So honored to have you a part of our community. And of course, there's always new stuff coming. Just saying. So, always new stuff.
More leaks? Is that what
Hey.
I'm hearing?
Oh, nope, not me. Nope, they're watching. They're
There's about to be a
watching.
spoiler stream here in a second.
No, seriously. I can't wait to hear either. I'm like, hey, what?
That's when she starts saying it and hits stop streaming mid sentence.
Yeah.
Like, nope, not today.
All right, boss. I was kidding. Okay, just JK. Okay.
Sorry, I'm getting people in trouble. I can't help it. It's by nature.
He's throwing.
He is carrying.
I'm
Yeah,
throwing-
he's
see,
throwing.
there it is. All
He's
right.
throwing.
Cookie
Yep.
throws, cookie throws.
So you do throw. Okay, noted. All right. We're going to send some love to another Tiltify community member, MD14. He does a lot of fundraising every month, and he just recently got partnered, and we're going to throw some love his way. So if you want to raid with us, we have a raid message, okay? It's really, really basic, but it gets the job done. So if you want to add your own emotes, add your own emotes, okay? And again, thank you all so much for being here. And make sure you follow these creators and follow Tiltify on all socials. Our TikTok is almost at 1,000 followers. Okay, if it hasn't hit it already, but follow. Okay, we have some
Hint.
awesome TikToks. We post 3 times a day, so you will definitely get some content there. So let's get ready. We're getting this raid ready right now. Okay, right now. Make sure you pull up his stream. We're gonna start this raid.
I just noticed there's a typo in the raid message. It says Tiltify.
Oh,
Just so we know.
We are Tiltify. We are Tiltify. You know what? That doesn't sound bad.
It doesn't.
Solidify.
Rebrand coming in soon.
Solidify.
Yeah.
Let me talk to the CEO. Okay, give me a second. Tiltify. I actually don't think that sounds bad. I don't think so.
Let's solidify, people.
It sounds fun.
All
so.
right. If you want to edit that, Tiltify. I hope I spelled it right that time. Okay, I did.
Nailed
Yes,
it.
get that rave message.
Nailed it first try.
copied.
First try.
Yes. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you again.
Thank you, everybody.
Of course. Have a good one. Be safe, okay?
Yep.
You
Bye.
too. Thank you.